I understand there's a new woman in your life that occupies most of your time.
Yeah, it's Victoria. Victoria is like the best thing that's happened to a long time. It will be one of the greatest game ever. Victoria is a political, economical, Victoria 2 actually, is a political, economical game.
Obviously the 2 implies that it's a sequel. And can you tell us a little bit about what your thoughts were coming into this project and what you wanted to do different from the first game?
Yeah, Victoria 1 had a few drawbacks. It was slightly clunky to play. It had an interface that was not ideal to play. There was a lot of micromanagement. The tutorial and learning curve was bad, and we had a few things in some of the game systems that we were not really 100% satisfied with. However, it was a game that had a pretty big, good following, that has devoted community of fans that keep playing it because it's unique. There's nothing else like it. So our goals was to revise the game, make a few changes to the gameplay to make it more streamlined and improved, and also make a good interface, good learning curve to make sure that it's not just the people that understood the first one that can play it, but so that everyone can get into it.
So how have you gone about sort of going away from the micromanagement, and what kind of measures have you
basically, since Victoria kind of simulates every single human that's alive, in the original game you could actually decide things for every single human, saying buy some goods on the market, change that farmer to a laborer, then take an aristocrat and change them to a soldier, or other things like that by just clicks. That cost thousands and thousands and thousands of clicks and changes for a player that he had to do constantly in the game. What we're doing instead is having leverage that you're saying I want more farmers, or I want more officers, or creating situations for the people to gradually shift to another type of population. It's more of a less clicks, more strategy.
From being God and making all the decisions yourself, you're more of a political leader.
Yeah, you could say that you're more like the political soul of the country that tries to mold the nation, not intervene in everyone's life.
How will you change the politics, and how will it play?
Some of the aspects we've done is that we changed so you can't really do any reform at any time. Depends on. We also introduced a concept called upper house, which is basically the law-giving part of society, which could be like a Senate in the US, or a House of Lords in the United Kingdom and so on, or a cabinet in a dictatorship or so. These are basically the guys that allows a reform to go through or not. So if you have a bunch of conservatives in your upper house, you're not going to be able to go through to enact reforms until the people are basically rioting. But if you get in a liberal majority, you will be able to do political reforms. If you get a socialist majority, then you can do social reforms. There's other types of ideologies like communists that don't really want people to have political reforms and want to remove them.
You're actually going to release this before the summer, or during the summer? That's pretty quickly, considering you just finished Hearts of Iron 3.
Well, it's been under design for a long time. We're building on an engine. I'm not entirely sure when we're finished and when the release date is, but I think we'll have a nice polished game sometimes during summer, release late summer, early autumn, knock on wood. Or we could get done early and release it before summer. We just have to finish and make it bug-free and then release.
Then take the summer off.
Yeah, that would be nice. I haven't had a summer off in 5 years.
Oh, developing games is a hard job, but thank you for your time, Johan, as always.